Okay.
A disabled mini horse that was taken.
It's sniping time.
All under the same HOA. Same people. Same lives. I agreed to testify in the first round of hearings and provide expert analysis for the animal cruelty cases. It wouldn't bring my animals back, but it would stop these people from ever doing it again. I sat with Nora that afternoon and we built out a timeline of the chemical
Make
traces,
sure my mic is muted.
linking the batch of euthanasia compound back to a distributor in Nevada. A call to their compliance team confirmed that batch had been marked unsafe for use and should have been destroyed years ago. It had been illegally sold in an online surplus group under Karen's maiden name. The pieces were falling into place like dominoes.
Welcome to the demon's domain.
But even as we celebrated the small victories, I didn't let my guard down. That night, I found a brick on my porch with a note tied to it. Stop digging. Or next time, it's your house.
What?
I didn't call the police. I called Dan. We set up motion cameras, infrared perimeter sensors, and silent alerts connected to his system. If they wanted a war, I was ready. They'd already destroyed what I loved. I had nothing left to lose, but everything left to protect. A day later, Sheriff Dalton and a federal agent raided the homes of 3 HOA board members. They seized devices,
what are you talking about?
And one hidden stash of vials labeled Kazine 420X. The arrest was televised. Karen wasn't home when they arrived, but her husband was, and he spilled everything. According to him, Karen had a vendetta against rural eyesores and believed removing animals was the fastest way to gentrify the community. She was planning to run for regional zoning commissioner next fall. This was her campaign platform, power through extermination. Now that campaign was falling apart piece by piece.
The master of sniping has returned.
And I knew her well enough to know she wouldn't go quiet. The final image of that day was me, walking out to my barn with a flashlight. I stopped at the empty stall where Peaches used to stand, ran my hand along the wood.
Bro!
It's not over yet, buddy, but we're getting closer. In the dark, Blue let out a low growl, his ears twitching toward the trees. Something or someone.
Thank you for the music, I want that, definitely.
By sunrise, I was walking the perimeter with the sight.
And I just missed that insane sniper I usually hit.
But not something about that brick and the rustling outside the barn that stirred up instincts I hadn't leaned on since my field work legal slaughter rings and backyard fight club. Blue kept his head low, nose twitching, tail stiff. Not from curiosity, but from threat. I checked the trail cams Dan had helped me rig. One of them had gone black around 3:17. The feed cut abruptly after a shadowy figure approached. The motion sensor light flaring for only a second smashed out.
Bruh.
The others showed nothing. Whoever came was careful.
Is it better without? Is it better without the scope? I have the iron sight one right now.
A second note had been nailed.
It's my main one-shot weapon.
And left sticking upright in the head. Stop.
Thank you. I'll try that out here soon. I might add you after this.
The sheriff came out within the hour. He didn't ask if I had enemies anymore. He took the scoop as evidence and called.
Oh yeah, I am streaming this, by the way.
Meanwhile, Dan beefed up the system again, adding facial recognition and live alerts.
Oh my god. They want to spam. I didn't play that game.
They have to cross the line.
Boss's orders.
Never to approach again. That afternoon, I got a surprise call from Nora. Her tone was different. Serious. Hey, she said, you're gonna want to come to the lab. When I got there, she had the results of another test she'd run on the sample vials found in the grave. They didn't just contain the euthanasia compound. They were laced with an unregulated sedative, one used by exotic animal smugglers to transport wildlife discreetly, strong enough to paralyze without killing. I stared at the chart and then back at her. You think they were using it to
Hey dude, that told me to take off my aimer for my sniper. Do I do that while the match, or do I have to wait till I exit?
At all. Just smart. The idea turned my stomach. I hadn't even allowed myself to hope that Rip or Peaches or any of the others could be alive. The horror had been finally sharp-edged. Now, I wasn't sure what to feel. It opened the door to something more complex and darker. If they were trafficking animals, this wasn't just about power and fake compliance. Then we weren't just dealing with cruelty, we were dealing with organized crime. I called the federal agent who worked the previous HOA raid. She confirmed they were opening a second file based on Nora's findings. They suspected a link between this HOA's rogue Animal Compliance Task Force and a growing network of illegal breeders, sellers, and collectors. What started as arrogance and entitlement had possibly turned into profit and conspiracy. The next step was obvious, but dangerous. We had to go back to the HOA compound, quietly this time. The state had shut it down, but I knew they hadn't secured every security. There were outbuildings beyond the parking lot that hadn't been searched. Dan offered to come with me, and we waited until just past midnight, armed with flashlights, a drone, and a legal notice just in case. The place was still, followed. But the moment we stepped past the rusted chain link fence, the smell was not better, not decay. Something chemical, something cold and
Bruh.
the outlook of the back had a heavy padlock and fresh tire marks on the gravel. Dan picked the lock in less than 10 seconds.
Man, you can't put little rats.
Dozens of vials, crystal gloves, dog crates stacked in columns, some stained, others marked with tape. A dry erase board on the wall read process 18. Hold for pickup 6. There were photos pinned beside it. One of them was Rip, another was Rich's. My heart jumped into my throat. The timestamp on Rip's tag was dated 3 days after the raid. He hadn't been killed during the initial siege. He'd been alive. Maybe still was. We took everything. Every bottle, every record, every printed photo. Dan downloaded the footage from a camera.
I shot ya.
And as we drove back, we watched in silence. The grainy video showed 3 men unloading vehicles, mostly goats, a few dogs, and marking their crates with price tags. In the final clip, Karen stepped into frame, checked her watch, and waved her phone.
Hey dude, what's your username?
Two crates were loaded. Then they all disappeared into the dark. I couldn't sleep that night. I just sat on my porch, ripping Rip's collar.
Man, someone got a good kill here.
Wondering if somewhere else.
Okay, I'll add ya. I'll add you after this game. You want a 1v1?
Twitching. We didn't sleep at all. Stood near the steps the entire night.
A shotgun user. I'm not a big fan of those people, but whatever.
This time, I gave her the footage, the timestamps, the shipping tags from the crates, and the logbook. She promised to escalate it to federal animal trafficking, but I didn't want to.
Give me a second, I'll add you.
I needed to go deeper. Karen was still missing, and the longer she stayed off the radar, the more I feared what she was trying to finish or cover up. That afternoon...
Oh, yeah, are you? I was just... Dude, I told you about doing this to me! You better pray to God. They fixed the glitch! Yes! Thank God, I don't gotta worry about you crashing me again.
Same threat, same signature initials, CW. As I walked back to my truck, an idea. Karen had been off the grid.
Drake, is the other one on too?
Claimed she'd gone to sort things out. But someone like Karen didn't go quiet without a bunker or a fallback plan. I remembered an old rumor.
So if I go against you now, will you be the one mainly dying by tomahawk throws?
The family owned near Lake Rosswood, far beyond HOA.
Okay.
I checked county.
1v1 then.
Sure enough, there it was. A 14-acre tract in her maiden name, registered for agribusiness.
Yes.
No taxes paid in 4 years. No activity listed. But satellite views showed something else entirely. Fresh tire tracks, a new structure with a reflective roof, solar panels, and a fenced enclosure just barely visible through the trees.
Trying to find out that recent dude I just played with.
My fists clenched. That was it. That's where she was hiding. And I had a sick feeling that if Rip was anywhere, it was there. That night, I packed a bag, left the lights on, locked up the barn, and took only what I needed. As I pulled down the gravel path, Blue in the passenger seat, I whispered one promise to the night air. I'm bringing them home. The gravel cracked under my tires as I turned off the highway and onto the forgotten road leading toward the Rosswood property. Trees arched overhead like crooked sentinels, their limbs brushing against the truck as if trying to hold me back. The deeper I went, the quieter it got. No bird song, no rustling critters, just a stillness that pressed into my ears. Blue sat alert in the passenger seat, ears twitching, tail stiff, nose against the window.
I'm just waiting on people to join.
He didn't whine.
Or me against you.
Like he already knew what
but we remember it's what happens every time.
I parked a quarter-mile out, tucked behind a thicket, and proceeded on foot. The air reeked faintly of disinfectant.
Oh,
The
so
kind
by the way,
used in low-end
Eric
kennels
Hartman,
to mask filth
we
with
went to school
lemon-scented
together.
poison.
He lives down
Through the trees,
on the
the
border
glint
of
of
Ohio,
corrugated
somewhere by
steel
West
caught my
Virginia.
eye. Karen's neck structure,
Border of Ohio?
outfitted like a rural lab.
He lives in
I crept closer.
Then he
keeping
hasn't
low.
lived far
The
because
solar
I'm
camera
in
on the
Ohio.
pole rotated slowly, but its light sensor had been taped over.
For me, he's like
Sloppy.
he's a
I
4-hour
ducked
drive.
into the brush
2 hours
and
down
circled
back.
behind the main building. That's when I saw them. Rows of enclosures, some with makeshift tarps, others stacked too
So
low.
what, you like some of the snipes I was
And
hitting?
inside, the shadows of movement.
Yeah.
Goats, dogs, birds.
I still hate that. Where are they coming
One
from?
pattern I'd seen 1,000 times in my dreams.
What was you
Oh,
viewing?
I had to grip a branch to keep
Oh, you
from
want sniper
stumbling
build? Oh yeah.
forward. Grip was thin.
I was recommended
His drooped.
to terminate the
Turned toward
iron
fence and
sight.
sniffed the air. I knew he
Wait,
recognized
I'll
me.
just give it the normal
I stepped
aimer.
out into
What
the
sniper
clearing
is it?
and whispered
What
his
sniper
name.
is it?
He didn't
It's
fall.
the
He just stood up, trembling,
LW3A4
and let out
frost
a single
time.
whimper, barely audible,
Okay.
but enough to knock. I ran to the
So,
gate, fumbled the
iron sight,
latch,
I don't have
and the
iron
moment
sight.
it gave way,
You want to go grind it from Call of Duty?
every
Zombies?
muscle had finally
I can help you.
Blue ran up,
Yeah.
tail wagging
Yeah, sure.
furiously.
Okay then.
Tried to bark.
You're just using a sniper then.
Force. I knelt beside him.
Cause I need a couple things to do anyways.
He gulped both.
So what Easter eggs have you done so far?
I didn't have time to cry.
I
Not
don't even
yet.
know.
I scanned the other cages and spotted Peaches in the far
Oh,
side.
then I'll help you.
His mane tangled.
Okay,
rich, visible
make sure I got the
patch of
right
fur,
model.
But still standing, still blind, still alive. I unlocked every gate I could, letting animals pour out quietly. Goats nudged my legs. Chickens flapped weakly toward the
I'm
trees.
equipped
They were
the.
dirty, starved, and scared, but they were alive.
I need a
Then I
better.
heard it. A door
Okay, the
slamming.
best thing I got
Voices.
is right there.
Someone's here.
Do you
It's
have
in
any
June.
I
other,
ducked behind a coop, heart hammering.
any
A
other
flashlight beam
people
cut
who watch
through the
your
gloom.
video,
Two
your
figures, both
videos,
armed,
play Call of
both
Duty
wearing
besides
what
me and
looked
Eric
like
Hartman?
HOA branded
Oh,
jackets.
I have my
As if
friend on the
I
phone.
still meant anything. I waited until they passed, then moved fast. Got Rip and Peaches out first, herding as many animals toward the tree line as I could. I used the emergency beacon Nora had given me, tapped twice to signal the federal team on standby. They'd been trailing Karen's finances, tracking property use. I told them where I was going but warned them not to come
King.
unless I called it.
Yeah.
King,
Now I
he's,
was calling.
Eric
The
Hartman
next
might
10
join in a
minutes
minute.
were
Are you
chaos.
joining?
Lights came on inside the structure.
Don't-
Like,
I heard
Don't look at the stream, by the
someone
way.
found the open
He don't.
cages.
He
Then
don't really like
gunshots
zombies.
rang out,
anyway.
not aimed.
Yeah,
Wild
just don't look at the
shots into
stream.
the air. I didn't flinch. I got every animal I could into the
I
tree.
play a little too much of this zombie stuff,
Rip
so
kept looking back at me, limping slightly, but never letting me out of his sight.
Drake.
Blue
So don't
stayed
mind the
close, guarding
augments.
the rear. Then headlights
Yeah,
appeared
yeah,
on the
he's
trail,
live
but
right
not from Karen's people.
Drake,
Came
don't look at
fast,
the
organized,
stream.
loud. Sirens wailed into the
You
stillness.
getting on anything?
Agents poured out of SUVs in dark uniforms, shouting
Okay.
commands, fanning
Hey
out
Drake, how about you look at the
with
stream?
precision. The two armed men tried to run. One
Hey,
got
he
tackled,
said,
the other
look at the
tossed
stream.
before he could even make it past the clearing. Karen appeared
I said
on
you
the
too.
porch like a
He's on
queen
right now.
cornered in her crumbling castle. She wore a
Look at
long
one he's
coat,
on now. He has
hair
it right now or
tangled,
not?
and had the
You see the
audacity to
perks?
smirk. You're trespassing, she said.
Hold on
I
one
stepped
second.
out from behind a pen, Rip limping by my side. You euthanized animals on fake authority, I said. You kidnapped and trafficked livestock. You tortured
I'd rather not say wow on stream. If you meet me on reality, you have to meet me on reality.
Tried to laugh.
How about you take a look at my perk cans?
None of them were licensed. We were just trying to. A federal agent cut her off with a warrant in hand.
If I do whisper, the chat will still see.
Disappear them. For profit. For power.
You're not the smart. You're not the sharpest tool in the shed. I'm gonna 2v1 again.
Found a ledger inside detailing.
Don't get hit by random tomahawk throws. I do.
Illegal compound used to sedate or process unwanted animals. She'd been running.
Call me Demon.
Specialty animal.
I am called the Ink Demon.
Every raid, every seizure had been part of.
I'm known as the Ink Demon most of the time.
Nora had flagged.
I'll be remodeling my name here soon.
Euthanasia reports, all forged. Over the next 48
Eric
hours,
Cartman, get your butt back up there. I need to be here. I'm gonna kick you over to that team.
Chickens taken from my coop. Some weren't mine. Some belonged to families who've never known what happened.
I do Nuketown a lot. This is like the main map I do.
Unit handled the reunions. I handled the care.
30 minutes should do, and then 100 score.
I converted the barn.
You ready?
Fixed every broken stall, and lined the walls with warm blankets and fresh.
Here, you can make. Never mind. I'm not gonna give you that sniper.
Peaches stood at the fence each morning, waiting for his breakfast. Blue curled up between.
You're gonna have to take in your meantime to level up that sniper for yourself. And no look at the stream.
Though not without nightmares. The kind where I was too late, where they'd vanished again. Karen's trial was fast-tracked.
You gotta be kidding me.
The evidence was overwhelming. Fraud, trafficking, impersonation of public authority.
1 second.
Stacked like firewood. She was sentenced to
1 second.
25 years without parole.
Call of Duty said to like refresh the full system, so I gotta reset up everything.
Programs to protect therapy and. They named the new law after RIP. The RIP Act. It made unauthorized seizure of animals.
Go ahead.
Licensed veterinary presence a felony. It gave state.
What mode does it allow stakeout?
And it guaranteed that no one could ever again forge their way
Kill
to power
confirm?
by calling themselves
What
officers.
stakeout?
As for me, I turned my ranch into a recovery haven. A real one. Registered. Certified. Funded. Kids came to visit. Elderly folks stopped by just to pet Peaches and sit beside Rip under the old oak tree. Blue became the greeter.
Yes.
Waffles became the chaos. And every morning, before feeding animals, I stopped at the stall where the first ones were lost. I'd whisper the names.
Now I'm looking for the stakeout map. I want to do that map, but I can't.
They didn't know I was the storm.
So I'm gonna go back straightly to Nuketown.
Michael, I like to play a little bit of game.
What?
I like to play a little bit of game. Get on there for a good ball.
Can I do one more match?
One more match. Oh my God, it's about to finish the But there's no one else in it, right?
Is that Eric Cartman trying to join?
After a long time in captivity,
Yeah, he's
an
on.
abducted victim usually loses
Okay, he's in.
hope.
You ready?
But what happens when the police burst through the door, shattering the chains of despair and delivering
You ready, you two?
the gift of freedom?
4 days?
Yeah, go ahead and start it.
Okay.
Hey, Ethan, you there?
Unmute your mic, Eric.
Great. Because you being horrible, no food, no water. Haven't even had water once today. A green room, there's a lock on it. Like only underwear.
There are several times when cops discover people abducted after years. Starting with this woman who finally got her freedom after being held captive for a long time by her abusive boyfriend. On August the 16th, 2023, officers responded to a report from a
Put down the gun.
dialed 911 after hearing a woman's screams from a nearby house. The officers immediately went to the location, but had a hard time gaining access to the house, which was the first indicator that something was wrong.
He's using a pistol. Come on. Oh, he already grabbed my sniper, didn't he? You can't, bro. Oh my god.
Which window should take out? We still matter.
Brainy, shut up.
The officers finally got to the victim. All they saw on the scene left them utterly dumbfounded.
You did what? Is he Hispanic?
Damn it.
But there's no one else in here, right?
The suspect was eventually arrested 2 days later and was charged with kidnapping, wanton endangerment, assault, and other charges. He was held on a $100,000 cash bond. Moving on to this woman, who was rescued after an intense showdown between the cops and her abductor.
I'm not coming in
Get
right
off.
now. I mean, you're not being. Oh, okay.
Super, are you on my stream?
2023, officers responded to a call from a McDonald's employee stating that
Okay, I
the
thought
woman
that was
heard
them.
screaming for help from a semi-truck across the street.
Oh my god.
The officers got to the location and soon found out that they were dealing with something far worse than they expected.
Yeah, I am not doing well right now. Put down the pistol!
Rolling tactical. Hostile sighted.
Shield. What an idiot. Dumb little rat. Why would you walk straightly on? And he's using an SMG again. And he's using a darn Semtex!
Enemy shooter.
I cannot aim.
Look behind you. Look, turn around, turn around, turn around. Ethan, look, I'm the hitman. I'm the hitman. That's me, that's me. Front. Oh, he got me.
Put down the SMG!
Open the door!
Rolling tactical.
You just got your life saved so hard.
Oh, fuck me.
I knew that was stuck. Are you ready? No! That would have been a perfect headshot. It's only 6 to 17.
Right side. We know you're in there. Come out with your hands up. Yeah, let me grab. Hey, you got it.
Okay.
God.
Joey says he's got a nice red throat, not doing the truck.
that voice crack go hard. No, that voice crack goes hard when it happens. Damn it! Come on. See you.
I see you.
Ah! Bruh.
Listen to me.
I'm not gonna win this again.
Why? What's your first name? My name's Brandon.
Didn't even see that to the last second.
Nothing's happened.
Let me throw my tomahawk.
Tactical incoming.
Out of the way! Get out of the way!
Incoming lethal.
Blew yourself up.
Tactical incoming. Incoming
I got
lethal.
you. Get out of the way!
Rolling tactical.
Down! Way down, way down, way down. Get down, get down, get down.
Enemy field.
Hello, rat. Don't I? Hey. Listen. Listen here. Stop beating me! You're not the tomahawk thrower 3000.
The next case involves a car theft attempt.
You lucky little rat.
Down the cup.
Hey.
2022, a distressed mother called the police in regards to her stolen car. She complained that police recently left her son in the vehicle along with her car keys when an unknown man entered the vehicle
Bro.
and drove off with her son still inside. The officers immediately got on the case and used all possible methods to track the car. Thankfully, the woman had a solution that sped up the process.
Radio, they're tracking the car in South Gordon and
Using lethal.
check the area of South Gordon and Westmead.
Let's think of it as a
It's right there. I'm gonna go look.
No! 7 people watching? I usually don't get this much. Biggest amount I've ever gotten during a stream.
Chase begun with the suspect trying to flee from the police, but luck was definitely not.
Yeah. Bro! Put down the SMGs!
Go, 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 go!
Every council there's a war or a fight or an issue. It was not like this, Mr. Lowry.
You are not a convicted felon.
Shame on both of you for bringing this up. Shame on you, Yancey. Shame on you, Ross. I got his old lady in my DMs right here. Here we go.
Bro!
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today I've got
City Council meeting from Lamar, Texas that took place on November 18th, 2024. dives deep into the ongoing controversy surrounding Joseph Lowry. And trust me, it's full of twists, tension, and plenty of infighting between these council members and the mayor. I tried to condense this video down to time, but there's been so much drama that it wasn't easy. Be sure to stick around until the very end of this surprise. 2 council members are going to resign as a direct result of this chaos. In my public comments, I'll address the claims that Joseph Lowry has made at town hall meetings and on his Facebook page, and anybody else who will listen, that I've been making death threats and that he's afraid of me and my followers. Let's jump right into it.
What's up, man? Your autograph by the time this is over. I'm making you famous, man. There's people talking about you and ice cream. I'm just spreading conspiracy theories, are you? No, you're gonna need that when you run back there in the back and hide. I know you're gonna, So, what do you got there? Can we see? Is that what you got? Funny that you got that, man. Yeah, you should take it with you. You're gonna need it.
Mr. Robert. I'm gonna say this to you, Mr. Harvey. Name and address for the record.
My name is Robert Hargan.
Get your butt.
Absolutely. Proceed.
Normally, Howard Lowry gets up and leaves.
What?
You say I made
You're not surviving.
And you're in fear for your life. As I said, I did a public record request. I got some of your emails here, and I'm going to read some of them. This one is to Dana Thomason from Joseph. He says, here's another death threat. I called the number back accidentally, and I checked and verified it was the same caller as the first death threat. This one is from the Chief of Police to you, Councilman Lowry. If you are at your residence this evening, I will have an officer drop by to conduct a security check on your residence. Typically, we perform these checks on a residence for citizens on vacation. I will authorize this check just so your family are safe. These checks will be every few hours for 2 weeks. Isn't that sweet? You left your pacifier over there, by the way, Joseph. There's another one. Recently advised the city cameras that are forthcoming via a grant. As for personal cameras for your residence, consider looking into installing ring cameras. That's what the rest of us do. They're trying to tell you something. Here's one to Dana Thomason. This was the Galveston fire chief that Harvey Freebird attacked and has been stalking. He also sued him. Man, you got a hell of an imagination. I never even knew who this fire chief was until he tried to run me over. Here's one to Chad Wagner from Joseph. Here's some information about Harvey Freebird attack. Just want to give you the heads up on this guy. There's lots of info here he doesn't want the police to know about him. And then he included some links of some misinformation posted on the internet. Here is a message Joseph Lowry sent me last week via WhatsApp. He said, go to Texas City and then he says, you want to hang up real crooked politicians? I'll help you. We should be a team. You got the wrong guy, man. I was just talking to your boss again. Let's meet up. I'll buy you a beer or a coffee. You're real scared of me. Huh? I got his old lady in my DMs right here. Here we go. Man, you and Joseph have lots of things. I know you don't like me because of him, but that's the same way. I have to admit, I was wrong in being so quick to judge you, and I'm sorry. You legit make me laugh, and I mean that in a good way. Like that sign said, Joseph Lowry sucks. That was fun. Most of the viewers don't know this. That's my public comment. I stood back there and held a sign that says Lowry sucks. Does this sound like people that think they've been receiving death threats from me and are afraid of me?
I killed him. Considering the request to solicit an affidavit regarding how we give us 5 minutes.
Where is it at?
At our previous meeting, Councilman Lowry said that he would provide that this is a group that he's not affiliated with, and he requested that we not proceed.
Oh, it's behind me.
And I was just wanting to know that you are not affiliated with that.
I did enemy field
network. Period.
Enemy field upgrade. Once they find out
Get your butt back. Get your butt out of here, dude.
Now I'm saying that it's not. I think it's important that
Oh, I'm not talking to you, Super.
full transparency.
No!
So he's saying he's not going to deny or submit.
Yeah, it came in from the side.
So I don't that tells it all.
Very good, thank you, Ms. Yancey. Any other council members wanted to speak to item 716?
I remember hearing that you can provide or submit an affidavit that you were not Michelle Smith. And that
2 for 1.
person you could be talking about.
incoming lethal.
I mean, that was stupid. He really didn't want me there.
At any time say he wasn't part of Lowry's news.
Man, that shotgun.
That was for
Got an idea.
I guess that's why we have a taped meeting.
I believe that discussion happened, the one that happened in the executive session.
Oh, I got me.
So I don't believe that.
No,
Shot me again.
in this meeting.
So you're talking about this?
We had it in here, and I asked for it one affidavit, and he said he would bring it. It is taped.
Okay. Well, let's you answer.
My God.
Did you want to get Ms. Nass to review the record? Okay, let's do that then, and then we'll go from there.
I mean, he's basically
And then he has to
I know I
We're
missed.
clearing up a discrepancy based on what we all remember with those.
I didn't have the shotgun out. They're using a spraying gun. No, won't spray. Won't spray. Fine. I'll spray.
Okay, we're gonna let you. Here we go. We're gonna let you respond, and then I'm gonna move forward.
let me put this on the record.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Using lethal.
News site has been very
Oh.
and I would
That stupid window's always been there. Ball sack! Watch this! Teammate jumps out that window and I smack him in the balls with that tomahawk. Eat that!
but now we're being told that
Eat that tomahawk. No! That's
Executive session. Fine.
Very good. Let's move forward. We're moving forward. Ms. Lowry, moving forward. We are, thank you, sir.
Give me a noise.
We're moving forward.
Shotgun.
717. Council qualifications. Reviewing council qualifications. Penalty conditions.
Put
Ms.
that
Yancey, this is also
shotgun away.
Share with us that you are not that your record was
Incoming lethal.
well, you said that you were not.
Get it!
So there's what I would like, council, is for us to talk about this.
That. I hate your shotguns.
This young man is not a felon, which we have well received.
Get your butt out of here. What?
Hey, Bendy, you know
What?
that before I was
By the way, did you like the tomahawk?
You know that extra 4 I told you with?
Yeah.
That was my wife. That was my wife.
Because I reside in
That, you know that shotgun I was killing you with?
Yeah.
That was my son. I have an entire family of guns. I know.
What? No! I'm by myself. It's a 2v1.
Oh.
Cause I got no one else to join me.
We're not
You want it?
Did you want to respond to her?
Want it now?
About your,
Want it now?
Yeah.
Well, I gotta get off.
And